Hi everyone, welcome to Straight from the Divine Tarot. We're Monday, November 3rd, 2025, and I'm doing another collective general reading. Thank you for being here. I hope you had a beautiful day, beautiful start to the week. It's a rainy day today. It is what it is. Thank you for being here. I love you guys so very much. I'm truly, truly grateful that you're here. You guys are wonderful. You really are. Let's see where we're going to go with this one. The first one is kind of scattered. I don't know. Just take what applies. Don't try to make things fit. Thousands of different energies floating around, so I'm trying to make it into one cohesive story. I trust and believe it's not one cohesive story. It's multiple stories all in one. So only take what applies, okay? It's a timeless read. You can switch the genders and the roles if you need to. That is okay. But please only take what applies and toss the rest. Don't try to make it fit. It is not advisable. Where are we going to go with this, Spirit? Spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, the highest white light. What's the message for the collective at this hour? Thank you. Location. It could be moving locations. Somebody could be hiding their location. That could be online. It could be physical. It could be in any which way. Somebody's doing something under the table. Wow. Spirit. Wow. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Monica Lewinsky. Take it for whatever that is. Overarching energy. Something to do with survival mode. I'm trying to hide. Survive something. Barely survived, I heard. Damn. Oh, that's the underlying energy. Innocent. Someone wants to prove their innocence. You are innocent. Something to do with children. Losing innocence. Doing nothing. You did nothing, or they're going to claim they've done nothing, and maybe they did. I don't know. We'll see which way it's going to go, though. Something to do with children. Hiding your children. Oh, my gosh. For some, this might have something to do with trying to hide children from a parent or somebody that shouldn't be around them, if you know what I'm saying. Limelight. Somebody could be in the limelight, you or them. Heck, the children could be in the limelight. There's something grave here. Somebody could have lost their life. My condolences. Or this is just a very serious situation here. Obviously, if somebody's under observation right now, they could be in a hospital, could be in ICU, could be in palliative care. Somebody's being observed by a tribe of people here. It could be very tribal. It doesn't have to be. It could be a soul tribe. Be friends, family. You're shining. People see that you're shining. Somebody else is shining. Your shine offends their demons. Somebody could be in the entertainment business, or they were using you as entertainment. They thought something was funny. It could be, you're in service to the divine. You could be in a medical field. You could be in a vet. You could be a philanthropist, a humanitarian. Somebody and you know how some people are in the entertainment business and they go off on a tangent. They go to Africa or some third world country or somewhere where there's a disaster and they try to hype up their image. It could be somebody with children, trying to save children. It's a grave situation. I mean, these aren't situations to laugh about or to use to pump up your popularity or to change change people's perception of you because you have a bad rap or something, right? Yeah, somebody's feeling haunted by something. They have a lot of expectations, you or someone else. Somebody's wanting to take somebody's place or leaving. Somebody could be leaving. Maybe they're haunted by something they've done. Somebody's in survival mode. Somebody's hiding a location. Could be an earthquake. It could be anything. Wasn't there a recent storm recently? I don't know. I don't listen to the news, but I do see certain things online every now and then. So hopefully everybody's safe and sound. I don't know the outcome of that in Jamaica, but I was there for a month. I had the best time ever. Beautiful people. So that might have something to do with that recent situation there. It's a shame. I mean, where are we going with this, please, Spirit? Sorry, I'm all over the place today. We have location. Somebody's hiding. Trying to survive something here. Lusting. Ooh, Monica Lewinsky. That came into my head earlier, Spirit. Somebody's lusting here. They're doing stuff they shouldn't have been doing. Forbidden, non-committal sexual energy. Maybe they're trying to clean up their act. Maybe making themselves look like they're a humanitarian now. They're giving aid or something. Or they're using... Oh my gosh, really? Okay. This is not for everybody. Last read, they touched upon possibly Trafficking. Somebody could be trying to bust some sort of ring wide open, or they're a part of it, or this is somebody out in the limelight involved in it. I heard false accusations, because the first read there was false accusations. This is something they were doing. They're trying to hide something, that they had a part in this, or something to do with an island. So it could be something to do with, the guy that didn't really kill himself in that jail. There's a return here. Second chance opportunity, making amends. So, oh, this could be somebody royal, if you know what I'm saying. They want to try to make their image look better. Making amends, second chance. So they're going to go out there and be some sort of hero. Now, I'm not saying it's them. It could be anybody. It could be anything. It could be something as large as that on the global scale, or something in your backyard, somebody in your community. Place it where it belongs. Somebody's longing, craving, aching, and wanting. They're in their pride. They're very prideful, arrogant, ego, and stubborn. There's a realization they got to play. They got to do something. Whoever this is, they got to play nice. They got to stop doing what they're doing. They got to stop feeling entitled. Epiphanies, understandings, awakening. They got this boneheaded idea. Again, light bulbs. Somebody's very dim. They think they're very smart. They're very dim. Okay? They keep getting these stupid ideas that is sinking them in quicksand even faster. Out of pride. Wow. People know the truth. They don't think people know the truth. People are not stupid. This person thinks they're smarter than everybody. Okay? They're... in the last read, that makes sense. Okay. No, I'm not saying this is it, but if this has something to do with a certain prince that's no longer a prince, that makes sense in the last read. They're just a footnote in the story of your life now. So they're just going to be a footnote in that family story. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's going to be like a black eye to that family. They're going to want to excise this person out of the history books, if you know what I'm saying. So that could be it. I'm not saying it is, but it kind of sounds that way. It's really funny. Location and lusting. Where are we going with this with collective? Now, like I said, it could be a global thing. They got caught up. Red-handed. Secrets exposed. Surprised and shocked. Don't be shocked. I mean, when you look at history, and I'm a big history buff, right? I've read a lot of stories about past situations. If we're talking about, royalty and stuff, there's been a lot of bad characters throughout the years that have, they just kind of gloss over their existence, or not at all. They don't want to remember what they've done. Yeah, a lot of sexual distractions, temptation, always busy, kept you waiting. Netflix and chill. Casual hookups, right? Sneaking around, friends with benefits, spending time with someone else, playing a lot of mind games here. Immature testing you and analyzing you. They're very immature. Now, I'm not saying this is it. It could be something in your own life, in your own neighborhood. It doesn't have to be global, having to do with royalty. But I'm giving you an example as to when he did that one-on-one interview and he thought he had the better. He could just talk his way out of a situation that just sank him even deeper. You know what I mean? He looked more like a fool than... we all thought he was a fool, but it's just confirmation. They thought they were smart. No. Not very smart. Divine timing's at play here. Something to do with a race, chaser, runner. They're chasing their own tail right now. Twin flame, not picking that up. It could very well be. There's conflict. They're trying to do a conflict resolution here. Compromising, making amends, and positive outcome. They're in the spotlight, or somebody else's. Limelight, audience is self-absorbed. They need the outside attention. They need outside validation. They feel like they're entitled. This person, I'm not saying it's place it where it belongs in your life. This person feels very entitled. Really. A pompous ass. Damn. Imagine having a legacy like that. Damn, damn, damn. So location. Lusting, caught. It could be somebody that you're associated with, married to, in a relationship with. And they can't help themselves, right? And they got caught up here. Easily tempted. So they want to make a return. They want a second chance with you because they're in survival mode here. Running out of money. They don't know where to go. They could be a homosexual at this moment. Sleeping on people's couches. Willing to do or say anything to make it not hurt so badly. Because this is definitely karma. This is, it's caught up to whomever this is, male or female. So we have location, lusting, and caught. We got double standards. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. They, again, I'm picking up somebody that likes to talk out their ass. They talk down on people. You shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. They give the impression that they set good examples, that they're all that in a bag of chips, and meanwhile, look what they do. Double standards. Surprise and epiphany. Everybody's finding out. Or maybe they're finding out that they've been found out a long time ago. People aren't as stupid as they thought they were. Somebody's going to be facing a lonely life. This is humbling to them. Something to do with online. They're being humbled. It's a reversal. What they put out. Plausible deniability. Nah. They thought they had it covered. Nah. Somebody's going through withdrawals. It could be schmexual. It could be anything that are addicted to or something. I don't know. They're conceited and so they need outside validation. They have a huge ego. They're being rejected right now. Somebody needs a lawyer. You might need to get a lawyer. This could be a lawyer. They started a crusade or hate train against you. Or they feel that they might be going around saying, oh, this is something that just started this bullshit on me. I'm innocent. Bullshit. Something to do with identity theft. Someone's innocent. They were corrupting the innocent, if you know what I'm saying. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, gets the oil all the time. Somebody's getting very vocal. Somebody's very power hungry. They want you to toe the line. Or maybe this person never wanted to toe the line. They wanted to do it their way. Place it where it belongs. Out of options now. Somebody needs to go to rehab, or they think, I'm going to go to rehab. If it's just cheating, in Hollywood they do that. They go to rehab and they think they're all better afterwards because they cheated. Nah. They think that's protection? No, I don't think so. They're going to claim it was all an accident? No, I don't think so. Ooh. On our lives and endings. There could be, okay, somebody wanted to take you out. There could be some sort of STD going around. Sex worker. So somebody's trying to keep somebody quiet. This is something to do with the first read. Somebody was buying ass or selling ass. They have an image to uphold, so they're trying to, maybe there's proof that they wanted to take somebody out. Somebody might have been trying to blackmail them. Or somebody's just sick and tired of the bullshit and coming out with the truth. You or someone else coming out with the truth. I'm not saying that you're a sex worker if you are. Hey, no shade. Hopefully you pick a different career where you are not being exploited, and you can hold your head up high, even though you probably do hold your head up high. I'm just saying nobody's exploiting you, okay? And you're safe. There's a refusal here. Somebody's very selfish. Let me drop everything and work on your problems. I don't think so. It's long distance and travel. That came out in the last read too. So they traveled long distance to do these things. And they're getting the full measure of the law. They cause a lot of damage. They're in damage control right now. They're lonely. They're in this alone now. Maybe they had a lot of people surrounding them, speaking for them, fighting for them, protecting them. Now they're on their own. I don't know where you fall into this, but if this is in the last read, somebody's doing very, very well. You might be going towards a higher level soulmate connection. It might not be your story. It might be your story, but something's balancing out. You're getting your justice or vindication or something. this person's going down. Whoever started this mess, and they can't come along with you. And now that you're in the limelight, or you're doing very well, they're just a footnote in the story of your life, and they're pissed off. Well, they should have treated you better, right? If you're online or just speaking with people that you know in your friend circles, and you're telling them exactly what took place, not, like the minute you break up, you didn't go around and tell everybody what happened. You said, well, we didn't get along, we broke up. You're not a gossiper. You're not looking for attention. You're not looking to do that person in if it's a relationship. This person did. Okay, they made up a lot of stories about you to cover their tracks, to cover up what they were doing. It's a double standard. Now that the truth is actually coming out and they don't like it, meanwhile, they made up stories about you, and you're supposed to take it and like it, and shut up about it. No, I don't think so. Now the truth is coming out about them. This is not right. You could be hiding somewhere. Yeah, the worst has happened. And the swords in reverse. What's the message here, please? Swords all over the place today. It must be... Oh, we're going into Mercury retrograde here in a couple of days. That's right. So for some people, well, they're getting back everything they put out. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's coming back to bite them in the butt. Thank you, Spirit. Higher powers involved. This could be a court, could be a marriage, hierophant, platform even. Could be an institution. All eyes are on them. There's somebody's being monitored, or they got somebody on camera. There's somebody behind this, a female. It doesn't have to be, it could be a male. It could be anybody. You could be a judge, a leader, a spiritual guru or something, or a prophet. I don't know. This could be the divine stepping in. Oh, geez Louise, hold on. The cards went crazy. Sorry about that. They almost fell on the floor. So we have Ace of Wands. So they're blocked. They can't take any action. They don't want somebody to take action against them. They have an STD. No new beginnings here. No growth or expansion. They don't want somebody taking action, or somebody didn't take action. Let's do that again. Here we go. Overarching energy. Yeah, there's talk. There's a lot of talk. They want to reconcile. It could be a friend group. I just heard we're in this together. There's a celebration. Pleasure seekers. Greedy, selfish, protection. Holding back. Control. Wanting to control. Wanting power. Don't want to let go. There's been a lot of lies here. Somebody feels entitled. They don't want to let go to something or a position or their lifestyle. They feel entitled. This is a drama starter. This is a no starter, okay? This is somebody that has no good qualities behind them. They just coast through life. They're entitled. They think everybody should give them what they want. They throw rocks and they hide hands. This King of Wands is a poser and a player. Could even be a warlock, male or female. This is somebody that has no... Oh boy, lots of hubris, I just heard. They have no morals, ethics, or honor. They bit off more than they can chew here. Very egotistical, very prideful, arrogant, aggressive, even conceited. This is a coward down deep inside. They don't want to put the work in. They just want what they want. Somebody's very angry. They have anger issues, or a liar here. 2 cups. People are parting ways. So you could part ways with this person. People don't trust this person. They bring a lot of disharmony with them. Emotionally unstable. Not seeing eye to eye with people. Don't get along with others. People don't trust this person. Because they're immature and insincere and very childish. They're having an emotional outburst. Could be 2 children. Something to do with 2 children in reverse here. We have 2 pages. It doesn't have to be. 7 of coins. Bad investment. Nobody wants to invest in this fool. They're running out of money. They have to relocate. They're having they're having a snit fit. They're feeling rejected and abandoned by you or someone else, or everybody's turning their backs on this person. Their actions, how they conducted themselves, how they treat others is what did it to them. If they wanted to have a good review in the story of your life, they should have treated you and others better. Nobody wants to invest in this person. They blew through their savings. I just heard, what the fuck? They're trying to sell things that's not theirs. It could be property that belongs to you, jewelry, it could be anything. They're trying to sell something that does not belong to them. Why? They're in their emotions. They want people to look up to them. They want this love, this undying love, this undying loyalty from others, but they don't display this. They do not reciprocate. It's a big red flag right here. It's always elusive. They want to be the Holy Grail. They want to be looked up. Yeah, truth and clarity. Somebody's speaking some sort of truth. They're in their emotions. Could be male or female. Place the genders where it belongs. This could be a professional, a doctor, lawyer, a judge, anybody. It could be a speaker. It could be you. It could be a therapist. Somebody that people trust, very loyal. With the dogs here. But somebody's setting some boundaries. Somebody's speaking the truth. Set boundaries and cut this person out. They're in their emotions. They're not messing around. Whoever this is not messing around. They're getting the cut. Yeah, they're out in the cold, going towards lack and loss and poverty. On the outside looking in now. Oh, they're really worried. They can't eat or sleep. They're really burdened. They caused a lot of burdens. This has happened really quickly here. I just heard they didn't even have a chance to catch their breath. The truth is here. The truth is getting around. The truth is getting around quickly. This was an injustice. Somebody was involved in committing an injustice, a crime. It could have been amoral, criminal, or unbalanced. Whatever this was, they caused an imbalance. It's coming back to bite them in the ass. They can't travel. They can't leave. They don't want to move. The world is upside down. They didn't see this coming. They didn't want to let go. It didn't serve. They can't move forward. Their future looks bleak. This is somebody that was not prepared for their dreams and or their whatever to fall apart. Okay? They weren't prepared for this. Their ships aren't coming in. They can't move forward. They can't travel. They're not supposed to travel. I don't know what this is. This is somebody that's chaotic and greedy and selfish and jealous. Very toxic. Very neglectful. They don't care who they hurt. This could be a doppelganger or wanting power and control. Very controlling, very possessive. Feeling entitled, very promiscuous. Something to do with a mother figure. Conscious awareness. Taking action. They're blocked. Somebody took some sort of action. This is a fraud, okay? Whoever, this could be you. You're done sacrificing for this person, or others are done sacrificing for this person. Taking it on the chin for this person. So somebody's taking some action. They're blocked. They can't move forward. Could be a fight. Somebody has power here, blocking them. They feel betrayed. They betrayed you or others. This is a harsh and painful end for whomever this is. Ending a cycle. Ending an era, I heard. This is a very karmic situation. It was a one-sided situation. They went against a contract, a false contract in the ethers or the 3D or both. This is a lesson. They didn't want to learn their lessons, so they're going to have to take a fall here. They're reaping the consequences to their bad decisions. Something to do with artwork. Maybe they were selling some of your artwork. You're trying to paint a picture of themselves that wasn't accurate. Yeah, nine of coins. They're on their own now. They're in debt. They're on their own. They didn't want to learn a lesson. They can't start over. They don't want to take a practical approach. They don't want to start from the bottom up. They think they're at the top and they should stay there. They could be losing their kids. It's bad financial news. They could be doing divination abuse. They can't pay up. They're not going to get paid anymore. Yeah, seen through the illusions. People are breaking free or distancing themselves from this person. Keeping this person's game. No toxicity around, thank you. People are turning their backs on them. 10 of Wands, ending a cycle. Don't want to be burdened by this person, dropping this person, letting it go. No more obligations towards this person or with this person. Yep, there's investigation. Somebody wants somebody to stop or drop an investigation. Discovery here. People want to wash their hands from this. You or someone else. Somebody's on their own. It's embarrassing and disgraceful. finding out more news, finding out more and more of what they were up to or what they said. Damn. About a child taking a practical approach, a new beginning, gathering information, learning lessons here. Somebody needs to pay. Yeah, they're out in the cold. They're being rejected, abandoned. Somebody's bored and dissatisfied with life, wanting other people to jump, monkey, jump. This person's got a one-track mind. They're only focused on one thing and one thing only. Getting the prize. They want it all for themselves. They want the biggest prize of all, let's say. The truth is out. They're being exposed. Okay. They're being rejected, abandoned. They're having a pity party for themselves. They can't hide this anymore. Whatever they were hiding in the past, they can't hide it anymore. Yep, all that glitters isn't gold. No, there's no viable options for this person here. They can't coerce, force, blackmail, or bribe, or tempt anybody to do their bidding any longer. It's all illusions. There's no more confusion about the situation. Highest court, I heard. Woo. This could be about a marriage, an institution. The divine stepped in. An institution. Somebody's got somebody on video or something. They were having clandestine hookups with somebody and they got caught on video. Nine of Wands. They're really burdened. They have to block this person out here. Overcoming, persevering, putting up boundaries. Again, boundaries. So somebody did something they shouldn't have done. They're really paranoid now. Maybe their wands on fire, or their the loins. I don't know. But there's other wands here. There's a lot of battles here that they have to face, or you faced. This could be really endangering at least 8 other people. You or someone else. Somebody's protecting 8 other people. You or someone else. 9 of Wands here. Somebody's very defensive. High Priestess. There's a lot of secrecy going on here. There's no communication. They're blocked. You could be a High Priestess or a High Priest. You're very intuitive. This is wise counsel. So this could be an institution or a marriage or somebody. Higher level soulmate, or you'd be spiritually high ranking. Being advised to block this person. This is wise counsel. Using your intuition. Do not speak to this person. Block them out. Yeah, Knight of Coins. Take accountability. This is a long time coming. They need to take accountability for what they've done. Somebody's dependable, reliable, responsible. It's a responsible thing to do here. Secretly getting paid. Ooh, for alcohol, rugs. This is unstable here. Somebody's unstable. Can't alchemize or transmute. There's no reconciling. There's no conflict resolution. No peace, harmony, or contentment. Somebody's unstable. Could be sick. They went to extremes in inappropriate behavior. Okay? And they have to take accountability for whatever they've done here. They caused some sort of imbalance. Caused somebody to be sick. I don't know. There's no coming back, I heard. Wow. Yeah. They're oblivious here. Okay? They're in denial. They're acting like they're the victim. You didn't see this coming. Damn. Stalemate. Frozen out. Losing their job. Indecisive. Something didn't work. They don't see why things aren't working out in their favor. Because they're not disciplined. They don't want to put the work in. They're lazy. There's no success here. They just want to take money. This is an opportunist. Missed opportunity. They can't pay up. They have no more money. They don't work. They have no money. But yeah, there's something to do with a home or a marriage or some sort of business or stability. They can't pay up. They don't want to pay up. It's 9 Pentacles in reverse. They wanted a life of luxury off your back. Or other people's backs, okay? Somebody's unstable and insecure and greedy and selfish. They can't do it on their own. And they know it. But there's a lot of red here. Red flags. A lot of lust. Yeah, there you go. A lot of hubris. This is ego. Wanting power and control. What you put out in the world, you get back. It's an 8, right? It's on its side. So it's the infinity symbol. So they thought they had this money. This is on luck forevermore. I don't know. A dominance here. They don't want to work. They don't get along with others. They don't cooperate. They can't build off of this any longer. False contract. Ending a third-party situation or collaboration. This is a liar. Somebody's jealous and abusive. Okay? Self-sabotage. People are angry with this person here. Or they're angry now because they got found out. Somebody is very jealous. They operate off of jealousy and ego and envy. They're very abusive. They feel entitled. They bring down a family or a group. Somebody's not happy. They're scapegoated, or they're claiming they got scapegoated, or they're scapegoating others. This is not a happily ever after. They got to walk. Yeah, people are no longer emotionally invested, or you aren't. They're facing the unknown. I don't want to say that. 2 of coins. They're in debt. They don't know how they're going to get out of this. They can't profit. They can't play games anymore. Yeah, they're fighting, finger pointing, blaming one another. People don't want this conflict any longer. People are walking away with their head held high and not engaging with this fool. There's a lot of gaslighting and mind games and power plays here. They're blaming everybody but themselves. They don't want to take accountability. That's what it is. Yeah, it wants. Something's happening quick. Somebody's elevating quick. That's the Tower. I said what I said. This is good news for you. This is a Tower. Somebody's a gold digger and a cloud chaser. They're unstable and insecure. Left you this way. They were greedy and selfish and jealous. This is a scam artist. It could be you or them or somebody else in the equation. Love bombers, scam artists. They're losing friends, losing lovers. They're on their own because they didn't want to stop doing what they were doing, and it's caught up to them. This is getting old. It's getting tiring. Resisting change here, okay? They don't want to change, so this is a permanent, profound ending. They want to be a Knight of Wands, male or female, playboy, player energy, right? In and out, very flighty, don't give a shit, using their emotions to get their way. It's somebody that doesn't give a shit. They're superficial, okay? They're very emotionally manipulative and emotionally unstable right now. Something to do with a large amount of money, a legacy, a family, long-term stability. Something to do with artwork and jewelry and money. It's over for them, whoever this is. They're crying, crying, crying. They want everybody to listen to them, see them crying, feel sorry for them. Queen of Wands. Somebody standing in their power. This could be a mistress. Somebody's not happy. They want to. There's been no truth or clarity. They don't trust this person. This person's a gold digger and a cloud chaser. They're jealous, lazy. Get rich quick schemes here. This is a bully, a tyrant, something to do with homes, family, property, stability, or business. Some sort of gathering or a marriage. Yeah, they want to go back, keep going back into toxic circles here, cycles, I should say. This is karma coming back on them. Now they want forgiveness, right? Now they want forgiveness. It's all falling back onto them. Or whatever they were doing was falling back onto this family or this marriage or this foundation, wherever you work or whatever this is. They're talking mad shit here. They want to reconcile. They're having something to do with childhood. They're getting let go. Could be family. They're having nostalgic memories here. They got to let this go. Somebody didn't give a shit. Didn't want to step up and do the right thing. They're being exposed. This is public humiliation for lying, cheating, and or stealing. Judgment's gone against them here. Okay, this is karma. There's no coming back from this. They made the decision. Okay, they made their decision. They picked the road that they're on. This was corruption, abuse of power, abuse of authority. They are involved in corruption. This is a lot of abuse, a lot of lying. This could be narcissisms. They could be a sociopath or psychopath, male or female. They're very abusive. They lie. No truth or clarity. People aren't talking to them. They're going through a dark night of the soul. This is a scandal. They don't want to heal. It's a fall from grace. Okay? Too much partying. Too much focus on partying. They're smug, full of themselves, selfish, and know-it-all, and show off. This is fraud, theft, unbalanced here. They're not getting paid anymore. They can't pay up. Got an STD, or this is the end of the road. No new beginnings for this person. They can't move on. They can't travel. They can't leave the country. Ooh, okay. Somebody's in their emotions right now. Okay, they're a fool. They want everybody to think they're innocent. It's about somebody's getting ready to drop the. Wow. It's going down. Somebody's attached They're rooted to other things, okay? Could be an arrest, illumination, letting go and letting God here. Ooh, their star is fading. This is not wish fulfillment. This isn't embarrassing. This is somebody feeling ashamed of themselves. They've been stopped. They can't go any further. They don't want to take accountability. This is not wish fulfillment. Somebody's in their south node. It's embarrassing. So they're only a footnote in the story of your life or in whatever this is. I was also picking up here. Okay. Like, I don't know if this is about the prince that's no longer a prince. They're still up their own ass. If it has anything to do with this person, they can't leave the country. For some reason, maybe they don't have a passport. I don't know. Maybe they never had one. Do the royals need a passport? I don't think they do. But now they're going to need a passport to travel. They won't be able to leave this country wherever they are. Just say if it's him, okay? I don't know. They're forming some sort of criminal case against him. The anvil's about to drop here. It's going to be a heavy fucking thud. I think what happened here, if this has anything to do with it, and I'm not saying it is, the king had no other alternative but to do what he's doing right now, because somebody that's in a federal prison right now, attached to this, has been given a deal if they talked to bring other people down, to stop this insanity, what they do with youngsters, if you know what I'm saying. So the king had to get rid of him because he's going down. And that's what took so long. Maybe that's why, I don't know who else is involved about it. Maybe that's why it's taking so long for this to come about. The king was maybe obviously going through what he's going through physically, health-wise, and it's deteriorating his health. And you know what I mean? But he's got to do the right thing, what's correct. And there's no getting away from this, if it is this story, because everybody knows the truth. Everybody knows he's guilty of sin. And people are out for, not revenge, because vengeance is his, but they want to see the correct thing happening. So if the king wants to hold on to his monarchy, they don't want this as a black eye on his reign. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do the correct thing. They're going to have to excise this thing, okay, like a cancer. And I'm pretty sure that William and Catherine also want this to be dealt with as smoothly and as quickly as possible. That's only if that has anything to do with it. Somebody's getting ready to talk. Proof is out there. There's movies and or film or something that's very, very detrimental to this person. They're going to go down. Somebody said to me the other day, I never knew you can strip a royal of their titles. Yeah, you can. It's happened throughout history, right? Usually because, there's warring factions and or, usurpation and or somebody's whim, okay? The ruling monarch's whim. But yeah, titles can be stripped. Land can be taken away. Jewels, everything. If there's any kind of tiaras or crowns or anything like that, or family jewels, royal jewels. He's being stripped of everything, if that's the situation. He can't, maybe he was being blackmailed. He can't pay up anymore. Nor will the crown pay for him being blackmailed for his bad decisions. Do you understand what I'm saying? But on a closer to home note, this could be going on too. Somebody could be getting blackmailed. They did something they shouldn't have done. They compromised your relationship or your family or your business. And now they're trying to hide their location. They're in survival mode. They could be involved with vice or organized crime. They're busy lusting. Now they want to come back towards you because maybe they don't have a place to stay anymore. They want a second chance, right? Because they got caught up where they've been. And you caught them too. They're so easily distracted and tempted. Always partying. Always somebody else is more important than you. I wouldn't want somebody that's easily tempted and easily bought. They have that spirit of greed on them and temptation and lust. You can't trust somebody like that. Easily tempted, easily compromised. You know what I'm saying? So double standards. So, they have a lot to say if somebody else is doing it. They look down their noses, but it's okay for them. Surprise and epiphany. It's all going down. Congratulations. I don't think this person's in the right frame of mind. If they are listening, the only thing I can say is the truth always sets you free. You gotta be truthful. Mea culpa. You did something you shouldn't have done. Own up to it. If you're facing jail time, then, you know, take it like a trooper. Right? That's all I could say. If you've lost your relationship, your business, your money because of some bad behavior, then suck it up, buttercup. If they're going to be a bad footnote in the story of your life, a very small one, and they don't like what you're saying because it's the truth, suck it up, buttercup. You should have been a better person. How are we ending this, please? Spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, the high sweat light. Yep, the cosmos, the divine's on it. Higher powers involved. Creativity and fastness. This is going to go far. Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. People are detaching here. This is fated. Congratulations. Now, the Lady of the Mirror in reverse. So somebody has no integrity, loyalty, or honesty. They lost control. They can't control this. Their foundations are falling apart. They have no protection from the angels here. Reflection and non-judgment. They don't want to be judged. They're being judged now. It is what it is. They're scared. The Altar Priestess. Preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. They could have been doing rituals with these young ones, or they were doing spell work, or maybe they're praying to the ancestors. Help me, help me, help me. 39 could have been sacrificing here. Or they're going to have to be sacrificed. Sacrifice themselves, okay? They're stuck. They're trapped. They can't see a different way out. They can't overcome this. They're trying to stall something. Somebody's got to prepare. Somebody's preparing to bring this all down. Prepare for the inevitable, I just heard. So the cosmos. The cosmos appears always as an ally and never as a challenger. Creativity in all forms is represented by the cosmos. This is a sign to place your attention on creative projects. They will be successful. Remember that all of life is creative and you're always co-creating with the divine. So somebody's co-creating this with the divine to bring this to a close. The cosmos also represents the principle of infinity and the vastness of the energetic exchange of consciousness influencing all living things. This teaches us that every intention we set is in fact contagious with the power to influence others. We're entangled at our deepest energetic place, so we can't help but have an effect on others from an individual level to a global one. So this is both individual and global, what's happening. It's far-reaching. The divine's involved here. This is a sign to remind you to open up to the well of creativity deep within you and be mindful of your thoughts and actions. Both are influencing your outer world. Most important, keep taking action toward your goals as the cosmos responds perfectly to manifest your highest destiny. Expect to be inspired and to meaningfully touch others with all that you create. So whoever's, and this could be you, obviously, finding a creative way to bring this about. I was also picking up that whoever is bringing this to an end, because we are seeing, people looking up in this reading, last read, out in public here, there's some sort of attention. They might get some positive attention, you or someone else now, okay? For doing the right thing. Not that that's why you're doing it, but positive attention. You could. This could be a place from where you can create something new, something vast, lasting, that's protecting other people or stopping this kind of nonsense where somebody else can't or can heal from this. Maybe you're going to be a way shower, a light, shining in light, a beacon. So 10, the Arrow Master. The Arrow Master appears to help you target your intentions and teaches you how to shoot straight for the stars. The message is to be deliberate about focusing on your dreams and desires with intention and about aligning your intention with spirit. Then let them fly on the wind, directed by the divine until they reach your goal. So you're co-creating with the divine for sure. Something's kick-started, okay? Either you kick-started it and the divine's taking over or vice versa, okay? The only way to hit the target is to allow the arrow of your intention to fly unencumbered by your eagerness to see it travel exactly the way you want it to go. Again, travel. They targeted people in different countries, maybe? Far? Online or offline? You may think it needs to veer a certain way to reach your goal, but in the invisible realms, human power cannot make this happen. The divine has its own idea of how the arrow flies and upon what wind it's carried. Nonetheless, if you don't shoot, you'll never score. This is a fortunate message as long as you remember the law of detachment. You have to detach. These people are detaching, or you have. If you do, then be assured that you're right on point. You can't go back to the past. This person's got a huge lesson to learn. You can't help them. You can't bail them out. You can't feel sorry for them. Yeah, it's a pity. This shouldn't have happened this way. It's sad. You know, maybe you do have feelings for this person. Maybe you don't. I don't know who you are to this person or these people. But it's got to stop. Okay? It's got to stop. It's going to hurt you more than them, or them you more. It's going to hurt them more than you. I don't know. They should have stopped. They shouldn't have gone there. They should have listened. So this is both ally and challenger. The Lady of the Mirror is both ally and challenger, asking you to see yourself in the mirror made by the events in your life. She represents the powerful force of the law of attraction and reminds you that what you are is what you attract. This isn't to say that you need to blame yourself for inviting transgressions, or if you find yourself a victim of big picture events such as WAR or spiritual WAR, okay? You didn't invite this. Somebody obviously targeted you, okay? Target. This is a distorted interpretation of this law. Certain events are fated to test our faith. So why did you have to go through this? If you are, maybe somebody victimized you. Because at the end of the day, once you get back up from being tossed down on the ground, you know what I'm saying? You are able to overcome this and bring this to an end. The divine has certain purposes for each and every one of us, and this is your purpose, is to bring this to awareness, to bring it to an end, to be the hero in your own story. You know what I'm saying? Rather find yourself within the web woven through your life, your relationships, opportunities, desires, seeming failures, and successes. Observe how you've responded to life's challenges, great and small, and be aware of what is familiar in the present. Release all judgment and accept things exactly as they are with love. The Lady of the Mirror asks that you honor every part of your story. Isn't that funny? Footnote in your story as essential to your highest unfolding. Can you see yourself as being exactly where you need to be on your path? Do you love what you see in the mirror? Can you perceive your part in your reactions and the motives behind your current inquiry? You will find your answer in a thorough and honest self-appraisal. You're doing the right thing. Okay? By maybe going to the police for, you know, if this is somebody that's done wrong or did you wrong, not going back, don't go back. Let them take on their own karma. At the end of the day, that's what's missing here, is them taking responsibility for their words and their actions. They must take accountability, and by you stepping back and allowing it to happen, you might be a mother, you might be a partner, a friend. Maybe you always covered for them in the past, you know, business, depending on what this is. You can't keep doing that. You have to let them fall down so they can find their own way back up. Do you understand? They need to learn. Unfortunately, the more that we cover for other people to shield them, the less they're learning. They're not learning their lessons, and we kind of sometimes create monsters that way. I'm just picking up as a parent, you know. Sometimes we cover for our kids. We shield them. And it's, you know, we just want the best for them. We don't want them hurt. But, you know, trust the process. Whatever this is, okay? Somebody has attachment issues. Rumors are going around. They tried to attach these rumors to you. Or they're attached, okay? There's a lot of rumors going around. They are not going to go away. Okay? People know. Seems like they're going around in circles, right? They're not going to go away unless something's done. Path unknown. Somebody's got to hit the road. You got to move. They're traveling. Someone's traveling. Protect your heart. Release expectations. A new alliance is forming, or they're trying to form a new alliance. Because, yeah, lies are being exposed here. And they're drifting apart, or you've drifted apart from this person. It's a shocking discovery. People are trying to distance themselves from this person's situation or story. Somebody's holding back the whole story. Something to do with a book. I heard names. That could be on a global. Yep, just be your authentic self. Okay? Showing true self courageously. Okay? Congratulations. It's going to take a great deal of courage to turn your back on this person, or to bring some sort of justice to the forefront, to speak your truth. Maybe you are writing a book. I don't know. You're telling the truth. Maybe you're going to court. getting a divorce. It's different stories for different people. At the end of the day, you're doing the right thing. Okay? Follow your heart. Somebody was lusting. They're trying to hide something, okay? Not good. It's all falling apart on them. Hopefully you understand where this is going. Hopefully you like the reading. Until next time, take care.